Guys, today I'm gonna show you different data types in Java. So let's start. So the first one is the byte one. So byte. So I'm gonna name it. So first let's create the main program. Public main static void main string. Arguments. So I'm doing this to avoid any types of errors, So let's start with the first one is the byte. Let's name it my byte. And it stores, let's initialize it by, I don't know, by 127. So this type of data, it stores a whole number from -128 to 127, and it takes 1 byte from the computer memory. So there is another data type, it's called short. Let's call it my short. And this type of data stores all numbers from minus 20, yes, between these two numbers that I'm going to write, which is too long, to 2. Just make it as a command. The next one, the next is the famous one, integer. I think everyone knows this type of data. So int, and I'm gonna call it my int. And this type of data, I forgot. This type of data, the short one, is takes 2 bytes from the memory, the computer memory. So for integer one, it stores all numbers from, so between these two numbers, which is too long, minus 2, oh, this is too long. So the next data type is, so to avoid the errors, I'm gonna share by something. So let's take 1, 2. The next data type is the long type. Long, my long. So I'm gonna initialize it by, so here, to not forget, the integer data type, it takes 4 bytes from the computer memory. This is what make the difference between the data types, because I can store the a long number in an integer, but to avoid the, I don't know, the overload of the memory, so that's why we create a different data types. So I named my long, so I'm gonna initialize it by, so it's a long one, so I don't know, so let's save it like that, and it stores all numbers from, so this is a huge number, so we can't even read it. So 2, so this is very long. 9, and it takes 8 bytes from the computer RCM, the abbreviation. So the next type is the float one, float. So I'm gonna name it my float, and you know, I'm gonna initialize it, I don't know, maybe 2.9. And this type of data, it stores whole numbers or this is not whole number, but fraction numbers, you know, fractional, yeah, numbers sufficient for storing my, you know, sufficient for storing 6 to if I remember 6 to 7 decimal digits. And it takes 4 bytes from the CM or the computer memory. This is comma. Here, the next data type is double. I'm gonna name it my double. And I'm gonna initialize it by, or I'm gonna just save it like this to see the difference between double and float. So double it stores fraction numbers also as a float one, but sufficient for storing six to seven, or no, sorry, to 15 to 15 decimal digits. This is the difference between double and float. The difference is that the float one is storing 6 to 7 decimal digits, but double is more, is 15 decimal digits. Now let's move to another type, is the Boolean one. Boolean, my Boolean. I'll just initialize by true, not now. True. And here is true. And it stores true or false. Here is a command, make it a command, true or false values. And the last, and it takes 1 bit from the computer memory. For the double, I forgot, it takes 8 bytes from the computer memory. So the last, or the after the last one, the last data type is car maker. So it stores single character letter also. So it takes 2 bytes from CM. And the last one is string, my string. And it stores a text. Yeah. So guys, I hope you understand what I did. So I hope everything went okay. So for the next video, I'm gonna show you how to manipulate these data types with scanner. So for the next video.